Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a simple truth: nothing changes until you do. Action is the engine of progress, and without it, dreams remain dreams. You can have the grandest ideas, the most ambitious goals, and the clearest vision, but without action, they are just wishes carried away by the wind. Let me ask you this: how often have you waited for the perfect time? The perfect time to start that business, to make that call, to take that step toward a better life. Let me save you some time. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. If you wait until you're comfortable, you'll be waiting forever. Action is the force that transforms ideas into reality. Without it, even the grandest dreams remain intangible, suspended in the realm of possibilities. The bridge between where you are and where you want to be is built by your willingness to move, to act, to take that first step. It's not enough to hope, wish, or plan endlessly. While those are important starting points, they are not the destination. Action is the difference maker. Think about a seed. A seed holds within it the potential for a mighty tree. But if it remains in the packet untouched, it will never grow. Similarly, your aspirations hold immense potential, but they require action to break ground. They need the sunlight of effort and the water of persistence to sprout and thrive. Without action, they wither before they even begin to grow. Action creates a ripple effect. The moment you decide to do something, even something small, you set a chain of events in motion. That first step leads to the next, and then another, building momentum like a snowball rolling down a hill. What begins as a small, seemingly insignificant act gains power and strength as it continues. This momentum not only propels you forward, but also boosts your confidence. Each small victory reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve bigger ones. It's important to recognize that action doesn't have to be perfect. Too often, people get trapped in the cycle of overthinking, believing that every move must be flawless before they begin. This mindset is a trap, a form of procrastination disguised as preparation. The truth is, you don't need all the answers to start. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. What matters is the willingness to move forward, even in uncertainty. Action creates clarity. By doing, you learn what works and what doesn't, and you can adjust your path accordingly. Consider the difference between intention and implementation. Intention is like drawing a map. Implementation is like taking the journey. A beautifully drawn map is useless if you never leave your doorstep. Many people spend their lives mapping out their goals, but fail to take the critical steps that transform those maps into meaningful adventures. The world doesn't reward intention, it rewards action. It is not the person who plans to climb the mountain, but the one who puts on their boots and starts the ascent who reaches the summit. Action also transforms your mindset. When you act, you shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant. You stop waiting for opportunities to come to you and start creating them. This shift in perspective is powerful. It instills a sense of agency, a belief that you are in control of your destiny. Instead of feeling stuck or stagnant, you feel empowered. Each action, no matter how small, reinforces the idea that you are capable of shaping your future. Action breeds resilience. When you take consistent steps, you develop the mental and emotional toughness to handle challenges. Every step forward, no matter how difficult, strengthens your ability to face adversity. This resilience is what allows you to keep moving even when the path becomes steep or uncertain. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. One of the most remarkable things about action is its power to inspire others. When you take initiative, you set an example. People around you notice your efforts, your determination, and your progress. Your actions can ignite a spark in someone else, encouraging them to pursue their own dreams. This ripple effect extends beyond your own life, creating a positive impact on your community and beyond. Inaction, on the other hand, is the silent thief of potential. It convinces you that waiting is safer, that the right time will come eventually. But waiting often leads to missed opportunities and a life filled with what-ifs. The cost of inaction is not just the loss of progress, but the loss of self-belief. Each day spent in hesitation erodes your confidence, making it harder to take action in the future. It's a downward spiral that can only be broken by deciding to act. The beauty of action is that it doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Small, consistent steps are often more powerful than dramatic leaps. Writing a single page, making one phone call, or dedicating just 10 minutes to your goal can set the stage for greater achievements. The key is to start, no matter how small the start may seem. Action is the language of commitment. It's how you tell the universe and yourself that you are serious about your goals. It's the fuel that transforms dreams into reality, the force that turns ideas into achievements. Without action, potential remains just that potential. But with action, you unlock the door to possibility, progress, and success. Many people spend their lives waiting for the elusive perfect time to take action. They convince themselves that circumstances need to align just right, that they need more experience, more resources, or a clearer plan before they begin. But the reality is that the perfect time is a myth. It's a convenient illusion that keeps us comfortable and stationary, avoiding the discomfort of stepping into the unknown. The truth is, the best time to start is now, no matter how unprepared or uncertain you feel. Waiting for perfection often masks deeper fears. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success can lead to hesitation. It's easy to rationalize delay by telling yourself that the timing isn't quite right. I'll start when I have more money, or I'll begin once I've learned everything I need to know. These thoughts create a false sense of security, as if postponing action will somehow make it easier later. But in reality, waiting doesn't reduce the challenge, it only prolongs the discomfort. Life is unpredictable, and conditions will never be completely ideal. Something will always feel incomplete, whether it's your resources, your skills, or your confidence. If you wait for every piece to fall into place, you may find yourself waiting forever. The most successful people understand this. They don't let imperfect conditions stop them from moving forward. Instead, they take action despite the uncertainty, knowing that progress often comes from diving in and figuring things out along the way. When you act without waiting for perfection, you take control of your life. You stop being a passive observer, waiting for external circumstances to dictate your path, and become an active participant in shaping your future. This mindset shift is transformative. Instead of asking, when will the time be right, you ask, what can I do right now with what I have? This question puts the power back in your hands, allowing you to create opportunities rather than waiting for them to appear. Starting now, even when it feels premature, builds momentum. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. It's the act of breaking inertia, of overcoming the resistance that holds you back. Once you begin, you'll find that each subsequent step becomes a little easier. Progress fuels motivation, and motivation in turn drives more progress. This cycle of action and achievement creates a sense of purpose and confidence that can carry you further than you ever imagined. Taking action in imperfect circumstances also cultivates resilience. When you move forward despite uncertainty, you develop the ability to adapt and problem solve in real time. You learn to navigate challenges as they arise rather than waiting for them to disappear before you begin. This adaptability is a crucial skill in life, as no plan, no matter how well thought out, will unfold exactly as expected. By acting now, you train yourself to handle obstacles with creativity and determination rather than being paralyzed by them. One of the most common reasons people wait is the belief that they need more preparation. Preparation is valuable, of course, but it has its limits. Over-preparing can become a form of procrastination, a way of avoiding the discomfort of actually starting. The truth is, you can never be fully prepared for every possibility. The real learning happens when you take action. By doing, you gain insights and experiences that no amount of planning can provide. Waiting also robs you of time, the most precious resource you have. Every day spent hesitating is a day you can never get back. The longer you wait, the more opportunities slip through your fingers. Time moves forward whether you act or not, and with it, the chances to make progress toward your goals. The regret of wasted time is far greater than the discomfort of starting before you feel ready. Imperfect action is far more valuable than perfect inaction. When you take even small steps, you create forward motion. You show yourself that progress is possible, even when conditions aren't ideal. You begin to trust your ability to figure things out as you go. This trust in yourself is a powerful motivator, allowing you to tackle bigger and bolder challenges over time. The most important thing to remember is that the perfect time is not a fixed moment in the future. It's something you create. By taking action now, you set the stage for better opportunities to come. You build the skills, connections, and momentum that make future steps easier and more impactful. Waiting for perfection doesn't bring you closer to your goals. It only delays the journey. So instead of waiting, start where you are with what you have. Take the first step, even if it feels small or uncertain. Action, no matter how imperfect, is the only way to create the life you envision. The perfect time is not something you find, it's something you decide to create by starting today. Hesitation is a natural part of human behavior. It's that fleeting pause, a voice in your head questioning whether you should proceed. For some, it's a momentary thought, easily dismissed. For others, it's a paralyzing force that keeps them stuck, circling the same thoughts and fears without making progress. The secret to overcoming hesitation is simple but not easy. You must force yourself past it. Action must become non-negotiable. When you feel hesitation creeping in, the time to act is not later, it's now. Hesitation often stems from overthinking. Your mind begins to analyze every possible outcome, focusing disproportionately on what could go wrong. It's a self-protective mechanism designed to shield you from discomfort or failure. But what it really does is create unnecessary barriers between you and the life you want to live. When you hesitate, you give fear and doubt time to take root. The longer you wait, the stronger those feelings become, making it even harder to take that crucial first step. The best way to combat hesitation is to disrupt it before it grows. When the alarm goes off in the morning and your first thought is to stay in bed a little longer, don't negotiate. Get up immediately. When you think about making that important phone call and feel your hand hover over the phone, don't analyze it, dial the number. By taking immediate action, you interrupt the cycle of hesitation and replace it with momentum. Momentum is powerful. It's easier to keep moving once you've started than to overcome the inertia of inaction. This is why small, immediate actions are so effective. They don't have to be monumental or perfectly executed. They just have to be done. The key is to focus on the next step, not the entire journey. Thinking about the entirety of a project or goal can feel overwhelming, which feeds hesitation. But breaking it down into manageable tasks allows you to act with confidence and clarity, one step at a time. Hesitation thrives on uncertainty, but action creates clarity. The act of doing gives you valuable feedback, showing you what works and what doesn't. This feedback loop is crucial for progress. Without it, you're left guessing, imagining all the ways things could go wrong instead of discovering how they can go right. Action turns uncertainty into opportunity. It shifts your focus from what if I fail to what can I learn. Forcing yourself to take action doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending hesitation doesn't exist. It means recognizing hesitation for what it is, a momentary pause, not a permanent barrier. Acknowledge it, then move through it. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Over time, hesitation loses its power because you've trained yourself to act despite it. This is not to say that hesitation is inherently bad. In some cases, it's a sign that you care deeply about the outcome or that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. These are positive indicators showing you that you're pushing toward growth. But the danger lies in letting hesitation control your decisions. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. To grow, you must be willing to feel the discomfort of moving forward despite hesitation. One of the most significant benefits of pushing past hesitation is the confidence it builds. Every time you act despite your fears, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This self-assurance compounds over time, creating a sense of inner strength that makes future challenges feel less daunting. Confidence isn't something you wait to have, it's something you earn by taking action. Hesitation also feeds procrastination, which can become a habit if left unchecked. When you consistently delay action, you reinforce the belief that it's okay to wait, that there will always be more time. This mindset is dangerous because time is finite. Each moment spent hesitating is a moment lost forever. By forcing yourself to act, you break this cycle and establish a new pattern, one of decisiveness and follow through. A practical way to overcome hesitation is to set rules for yourself. For example, adopt the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to start, do it immediately. This simple guideline helps you bypass the mental debate that often leads to inaction. Similarly, commit to a no excuses policy for tasks you know are essential to your goals. When you remove the option to delay, you create a sense of urgency that drives action. Forcing yourself to act also rewires your brain over time. Each time you push through hesitation, you're strengthening the neural pathways associated with action and decision making. This makes it easier to act in the future because your brain becomes accustomed to overcoming resistance. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Hesitation is not your enemy, it's an opportunity. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you can act despite fear, uncertainty, or doubt. By forcing yourself to take action, you reclaim control over your decisions and your life. You stop being held back by the voice of hesitation and start moving toward the life you've always wanted. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over the part of you that wants to stay still. Fear is a natural emotion, and it often appears as a barrier between you and your goals. It's the voice that whispers doubts, magnifies uncertainties, and questions your ability to succeed. Left unchecked, fear can paralyze you, preventing you from taking even the smallest steps forward. However, the good news is that fear is not an unmovable force. It's something you can overcome through action. Action, even small and imperfect, has the power to dissolve fear and replace it with confidence. The reason fear feels so overwhelming is that it thrives in the unknown. It grows in the shadows of what ifs and worst case scenarios that your mind creates. When you don't act, you give fear the space and time to expand, becoming larger and more intimidating than it truly is. But the moment you take action, you shine a light on those shadows. Action turns the unknown into the known, allowing you to face reality instead of the exaggerated fears your mind has constructed. One of the most profound effects of action is its ability to shift your focus. When you're trapped in fear, your attention is consumed by all the things that could go wrong. But when you act, your focus moves from worry to doing. You engage your mind and body in the task at hand, leaving less room for fear to take hold. This shift in focus not only reduces the intensity of fear, but also gives you a sense of control over your circumstances. Confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build. And the foundation of confidence is action. Each time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you send yourself a powerful message: I can do this. Over time, these small victories accumulate, reinforcing your belief in your ability to handle challenges. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the knowledge that you can face fear and move forward anyway. It's important to understand that action doesn't have to be perfect to be effective. In fact, the pursuit of perfection often feeds fear, as it creates unrealistic expectations and amplifies the fear of failure. Instead, embrace imperfection as part of the process. Take small, manageable steps and learn as you go. Each step builds momentum, making the next one easier and more natural. The key is to keep moving, even when the path isn't entirely clear. Fear often tricks you into believing that failure is the worst possible outcome. But failure is not the end, it's a teacher. It provides valuable lessons that help you grow and improve. Every successful person has faced failure at some point, and they've used it as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. By taking action, you shift your mindset from fearing failure to embracing it as part of the journey. Each attempt, whether successful or not, brings you closer to your goals. Action not only diminishes fear, but also transforms it. What once felt terrifying becomes manageable, and what felt impossible becomes achievable. This transformation occurs because action changes your perspective. When you confront your fears through action, you realize that most of them are not as insurmountable as they seem. The act of doing reveals your own strength and resilience, showing you that you are capable of more than you thought. One of the reasons fear persists is because it's often fueled by inaction. The longer you wait to act, the more time your mind has to dwell on potential risks and negative outcomes. This creates a feedback loop where fear leads to inaction, and inaction strengthens fear. The only way to break this cycle is through action. Taking even the smallest step disrupts the loop and creates a new pattern, one of courage and progress. It's also important to recognize that fear doesn't completely disappear. Even the most confident people feel fear from time to time. The difference is that they've learned to act despite it. They don't let fear dictate their choices or hold them back. Instead, they use it as a signal that they're stepping out of their comfort zone, which is where growth happens. By taking action, you reframe fear as a challenge to overcome rather than a barrier to avoid. The relationship between action and confidence is cyclical. Action reduces fear and builds confidence, and confidence in turn makes it easier to take further action. This positive cycle creates momentum that propels you forward. It's a self-reinforcing process that allows you to achieve more than you ever thought possible. Fear is a natural part of pursuing anything meaningful. It's a sign that you're stepping into uncharted territory, pushing yourself beyond what's comfortable and familiar. But fear doesn't have to control you. By choosing action over hesitation, you take the power away from fear and give it to yourself. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over fear and a step closer to the life you want to create. One of the most common misconceptions about achieving success is the belief that you must feel motivated or inspired to take action. Many people wait for that spark of excitement, that surge of energy to propel them forward. But the truth is, motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and often absent when you need it the most. If you depend solely on motivation, you'll find yourself stuck in cycles of inconsistency, making progress only when you feel ready. The real key to achieving your goals lies in discipline, doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Motivation is like a wave, it comes and goes. One day you might wake up feeling energized and ready to tackle your goals. The next day you might feel sluggish, unmotivated, and full of excuses. If your actions are dictated by these emotional highs and lows, your progress will be erratic at best. You might start strong, but the moment motivation fades, so does your effort. This is why discipline is crucial. Discipline is the steady foundation that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline is not about punishing yourself or living a rigid, joyless life. It's about creating habits and systems that support your long-term goals. When you're disciplined, you act in alignment with your values and priorities, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. It's the commitment to show up for yourself every day, regardless of external circumstances or internal resistance. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It's choosing to honor your goals and aspirations over temporary feelings or distractions. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is its ability to build momentum. When you consistently take action, even small steps, you create a sense of progress that fuels further effort. Momentum is a force multiplier. It makes each subsequent action feel easier and more natural. Over time, discipline becomes a habit, and habits reduce the need for constant willpower or decision-making. You no longer have to think about whether you'll work on your goals. It becomes automatic, a part of who you are. Discipline also helps you overcome one of the biggest obstacles to success: resistance. Resistance is that inner voice that tells you to procrastinate, to take the easy way out, or to quit when things get tough. It's the force that tempts you to hit snooze instead of getting out of bed to exercise, or to scroll through social media instead of focusing on your work. Discipline silences that voice. It allows you to act despite resistance, proving to yourself that you are in control of your actions, not your impulses or excuses. Another important aspect of discipline is its role in creating structure. Goals without structure are dreams, and dreams without action remain fantasies. Discipline provides the framework you need to turn aspirations into reality. It's the daily routines, the scheduled time blocks, and the consistent effort that transform vague ambitions into tangible results. Structure doesn't limit your freedom, it enhances it. By organizing your time and energy around your priorities, you free yourself from the chaos of indecision and the trap of wasted time. Discipline is often misunderstood as requiring enormous willpower or a stoic disregard for enjoyment. But in reality, discipline is about balance and intentionality. It's not about denying yourself pleasures or working nonstop. It's about making conscious choices that align with your goals. For example, discipline might mean prioritizing work during the day so you can relax guilt-free in the evening. It might mean saying no to short-term temptations because you value the long-term rewards more. One of the most empowering aspects of discipline is the confidence it builds. Each time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. You prove to yourself that you can rely on your own determination and effort, regardless of external circumstances. This self-trust is a powerful motivator that drives you to set and achieve even bigger goals. It's also important to recognize that discipline is a skill, not an innate trait. No one is born disciplined. It's something you develop through practice and persistence. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. Start small, choose one habit or action that aligns with your goals and commit to doing it consistently. Over time, these small wins build on each other, creating a strong foundation of discipline that supports even the most ambitious goals. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who simply talk about them. Talk is easy, action is hard. Discipline is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. It's the decision to show up every day, to put in the work, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. It's what keeps you going when the initial excitement fades and the reality of effort sets in. When you understand the power of discipline, you no longer wait for motivation to strike. You take action because you've made a commitment to yourself and your future. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it's effective. It's the quiet, consistent force that transforms your dreams into reality. Once you embrace it, you'll realize that you don't need to rely on fleeting emotions to succeed. You have everything you need within you to create the life you want. Progress is rarely linear. No matter how determined or disciplined you are, obstacles are inevitable. They come in many forms: unexpected setbacks, external circumstances beyond your control, or even your own fears and doubts. These challenges are not signs of failure, they are part of the process. How you respond to obstacles determines whether you will continue to move forward or let them hold you back. The key is to view obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and resilience. You must learn to adapt, adjust, and keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. The first step in overcoming obstacles is to shift your mindset. Often we see obstacles as reasons to stop, as if their mere presence invalidates our goals. This mindset is self-defeating and leads to stagnation. Instead, view obstacles as tests of your commitment. They challenge you to prove how much you truly want the outcome you're working toward. By reframing obstacles as opportunities, you take away their power to discourage you and transform them into stepping stones toward your success. Adaptability is a critical skill when facing obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and rigidity in your approach can leave you stuck when things don't go as planned. Instead of clinging to a single path or strategy, be willing to adjust. If one method isn't working, try another. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, it means finding new ways to achieve them. When you adopt this mindset, you become more resourceful, creative, and persistent, turning obstacles into opportunities for innovation and growth. One of the most significant obstacles people face is the fear of failure. The thought of making mistakes or falling short can be so paralyzing that it prevents action altogether. However, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every successful person has faced failure, often repeatedly. What sets them apart is their ability to learn from it and keep going. When you encounter failure, use it as feedback. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and try again. Each failure brings you closer to success as long as you keep moving forward. Another common obstacle is self-doubt. The voice in your head that questions your abilities, worthiness, or chances of success can be louder than any external challenge. To overcome self-doubt, you must act despite it. Confidence is built through action, not waiting for the doubts to disappear. Each time you push through your fears and take a step forward, you weaken the grip of self-doubt and strengthen your belief in yourself. External obstacles, such as lack of resources or unforeseen circumstances, can also feel overwhelming. While you may not have control over these situations, you always have control over your response. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you can do with what you have. Creativity and resourcefulness are powerful tools in overcoming limitations. Many of the world's most significant achievements were born from situations of scarcity or adversity, where people were forced to think outside the box and find unconventional solutions. When faced with an obstacle, it's essential to maintain perspective. In the heat of the moment, a challenge can feel all-encompassing, as if it will derail your entire journey. But most obstacles are temporary, and their impact diminishes over time. Take a step back and ask yourself, will this matter a year from now, 5 years from now? This perspective can help you stay calm and focused, enabling you to tackle the challenge with clarity and determination. Resilience is built by facing obstacles head-on and refusing to give up. Each time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling adversity. This builds a sense of inner strength that carries over to every aspect of your life. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship, it's about developing the ability to thrive in its presence. The more you face and overcome obstacles, the less intimidating they become, and the more confident you grow in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Consistency is also a powerful antidote to obstacles. When challenges arise, it's tempting to take a break, to pause and regroup. While rest and reflection are important, too much hesitation can lead to a loss of momentum. Even if progress slows, keep moving. Small, consistent actions add up over time, and they keep you connected to your goals. Momentum is a powerful force, and maintaining it even in the face of obstacles can make all the difference. Finally, remember that obstacles often carry hidden lessons. They reveal areas where you need to grow, skills you need to develop, or perspectives you need to change. By approaching challenges with curiosity and openness, you turn them into opportunities for self-improvement. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, ask, what can I learn from this shift in mindset? Not only helps you overcome the current challenge, but also equips you with tools to handle future ones more effectively. Obstacles are not meant to stop you. They are there to strengthen you, to test your resolve, and to prepare you for the success that lies ahead. Each challenge you face and overcome builds your character, deepens your resilience, and brings you closer to your goals. By embracing obstacles as an essential part of the journey, you transform them from roadblocks into stepping stones, moving forward with determination and confidence no matter what lies in your path. Obstacles are not the end of the road, they are opportunities for growth and resilience. Embrace them, adapt, and move forward with determination. Each challenge overcome brings you closer to your goals and strengthens the person you are becoming. Keep going, success lies just beyond persistence.